We're all stars now. In the post show, we're all stars now. In the post show. Hey, live post show here on the Drunken Peasants Underground channel. Please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. And also, if you really want to help support DP right now on this channel, right now is the best time to click the join button below and become a member of this channel. I'm going to start making daily posts of like our setup process, exclusive videos, all sorts of stuff that you'll get here as a DP Underground member. It's only $2.99 a month.
$2.99? Are you out of your mind?
$2.99 a month. If you sign up at $2.99, I'm going to start the posts coming up here. Before every show, I'm going to at least post a photo or a video before every show, kind of like detailing what to expect. So we're going to do that. If you're a fan of the show at all, you want to help support us, YouTube is offering us an amazing incentive on this channel to get new, completely new stuff to like be members here.
Yeah, Seth looks as a great point. $2.99, that is less than $3. So for less than $3, you could become a member of this underground channel. Underground doesn't imply nude stuff. Doesn't mean there won't be some extra spice, though.
All right.
Andrew Plant Golan wanted you to know the Queen of England died.
Who's the Queen of England?
I don't know. They say Ben, the Queen of England, died. So unless they are telling you the Queen of England died, or there's someone named Ben, the Queen of England, that died, that would be sad.
Yeah. Let's play. I mean, it's open. I mean, let's see how many members we get. We're gonna start off with, pre-shows, like setup streams, other, stuff like that. But yeah, sign up, $2.99 a month over here. Someone has to be the first person to like make it happen.
Is this the IRL channel you stream from?
I do IRL on here too. Yeah.
So it's great to be a member if you enjoy the IRLs.
Yeah.
Maybe Ben will do special bonus spicy IRL content just for members when he's out. He might shut it down for the regular people. The spicy people can watch him go to the real cool places where the Tiggers do what Tiggers do.
Yeah. Well, let's. You know what? We'll do a little bit of news here.
He called me sir, and got me so humiliated.
People are discriminating against wolves. Wow. They're laughing at us, at our stupidity.
By the way, do you guys see the join button? Do you see it? Because are you watching the stream?
I don't see the join button. So maybe we're in limbo right now.
No, it got approved. Let me see here.
I'm gonna hit the refresh.
It got approved like days ago. Let me see really quick here.
Yeah.
Monetization, memberships. Let's see. Oh shit! You know what? It was like turn on. Like it got approved and now it's like turn it on. Okay, I just now turned it on.
Oh.
I just now turned it on. So now do you have it? Is it there now?
Now it's on.
Okay, all right, cool.
Now it's on.
Sorry guys, I thought when they approved it would just turn on immediately, but it looks like it had to actually be turned on after it got approved.
Hey, that's sticky. No wonder nobody was joining.
yeah, I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
we should probably put the screen on with us on it now, though, because
shit, you know what?
People love looking at me more than I'll know. But
so yeah, I remember like around noon today, they were like, "Oh, there's something wrong with Queen Elizabeth. She didn't show up to something that is really important that she normally shows up to." And then they're like, oh, we got word that her entire family's coming to visit her. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, what's going on? Like, maybe she's just really sick. And then there was the photo of, it was Prince William, who is now the crown prince. Now, he's next in line to be king after his dad, Prince Charles. It was a picture of Prince William driving, which is unheard of, especially for security reasons. And then there's Prince Andrew in the passenger seat, who is the Epstein prince. Mm-hmm. And then Queen Elizabeth's other son that isn't Prince Charles in the back seat, and his wife. And normally royals, for security reasons and just for luxury, don't all ride together in the same car.
Yeah.
There's usually a motorcade like the president or vice president. And so when I saw that, I was like, she's dead. Like, I was just thinking, like, I was just calling it. I'm like, she's dead. And I went to Wikipedia because I was genuinely just looking up, like, what year did she become queen? Because she was kind of young, too, like early to mid-30s, I think.
Yeah.
But when I pulled up her Wikipedia page, it said she died before they made the announcement, and then I refreshed it, and it was locked, and they took out all the shit. Someone edited it saying she had died.
Yeah, that's common with Wikipedia.
Yeah, but they were right this time, probably because they were guessing. Yeah. I doubt someone from Buckingham Palace went in there and edited Wikipedia.
The craziest one was when Chris Benoit killed Nancy. That came up that Nancy was dead the Friday before it was announced on Sunday. Because, like, they didn't know, but, like, someone on Wikipedia put it up, and it was...
Wouldn't it be crazy, though, if it was, like, someone from the sheriff's office, like, logging into Wikipedia who knew,
I mean,
you know...
I think it was even... They traced the IP for the person who logged it, and it went back to Stamford, Connecticut, which is even crazier.
It was Vince McMahon!
It's even crazier, because they supposedly had no idea, right?
God damn it, pal!
That stuff's wild.
Thank you, guys. Keep the memberships coming. $2.99. There's a bit like YouTube is like making us an offer we can't refuse, if you know what I'm saying. So we're trying to get members on this channel because it actually, like, when you become a member, it's actually like bigger than that. I'm just saying, like, so you can spend $2.99 and it's like giving us a way bigger tip if you want to, if you know what I'm saying. So here's So I had guessed she was dead. Obviously, I didn't know for sure, but I was like, when I see any kind of behavior that's out of the ordinary, I'm like, well, this is not an ordinary situation.
Yeah.
And this is so weird because, like, she took the throne in 52, and my dad was born in 55. So there has not been a king of England throughout my entire father's life and throughout my entire life until today.
Yeah.
And I don't think technically, like, there has to be, like, I could be wrong on this because I'm not an expert on this stuff, but I believe that there's, like, an official time of mourning, then they have the funeral, and then there will be, like, a coronation. CNN and all the 24-hour news networks, they live for this shit because they're going to cover the funeral. They're going to cover, like, the official, like, coronation of King Charles. He's going to be King Charles III, by the way. He's the third king of England named Charles. It's crazy, though, too, because he's already, like, 72. They're not going to get 70 years on the throne with him.
Might get 20 or 30.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
here's another, like, there's this weird American obsession with British monarchy, which is weird because, you know, our ancestors fought to, like, have nothing to do with it. But it's weird, and that's why CNN is just going to cover it. CNN, Fox News, all of them are going to cover it to death. The 24-hour news cycle was made for this kind of thing. So
Egghead says Trisha Paytas gave birth 3 minutes after the Queen died, and she named it Elizabeth.
It's the reincarnated Queen Elizabeth.
Probably. That makes if this baby comes out with an
Hello!
affinity for corgis.
If she pops out doing this,
Yeah, with an affinity for corgis, we know. We know.
Oh man, there's all kinds of extravagant shit. There was a park. There's a big park in London called Hyde Park. It's like the Central Park of London, the big park in the middle of the city. And there's a big pond there. And during the summer, when it's warm enough, they release all these birds from all over the world, like different types of waterfowl, like different ducks essentially, but they're not all ducks technically. And they're all tagged. They like the little tags on their ankle. That's like the Queen's personal collection of like birds that they release into this pond, and they live in the park during the summer, and then they round them up, and it's so weird. All right, so here's Biden and some other stuff.
I want to go to the White House again and bring back Kristen Welker. I understand we're hearing something from the president now.
We are getting our first statement from President Biden. This is a written statement, Lester. Let me just read you part of it. It is quite extensive. President Biden saying, quote, that Her Majesty the Queen Elizabeth II was more than a monarch. She defined an era in a world of...
I will say, I don't think there should be monarchs in modern times, but you can take a look at the way the world was when Queen Elizabeth took the throne in 52 and compare it to 2022. There's quite a big difference in the way the world is, the way the UK's place in the world is way different. And there were some positive changes that were made. I'm not there's a lot of sketchy shit too. And I feel, but I could be wrong, that if I had been born and grown up in the UK, I wouldn't like the fact that there was a queen.
Probably not.
But if you take a look at the places she was queen of when she took the throne, half of those she let go and released her. Like they were like, we don't want to be part of the monarchy anymore, and it wasn't a big deal, and they made a change where, because it used to always be the oldest boy has the right to the throne, but Queen Elizabeth changed it to where the eldest child gets it. So if the eldest child is a woman, she becomes queen. The only reason Queen Elizabeth got the throne is because she was an only child.
Wasn't there the Queen Victoria not far before her?
Queen Victoria was quite a bit before her.
Was
early 1900s.
Yeah, that's not that far before. It's like less than 100 years, right?
More than both of our lifetimes, but yeah.
Yeah, but within
Let me see. Queen Victoria was the second longest reigning queen before Elizabeth II. Let me see.
So women queens rule longer.
Well, women have a longer lifespan, and then it also matters how young they were when they took on the throne. So Queen Victoria's reign was from 1837 to 1901. So honestly, the end of her reign,
half a century apart. That's not.
But I mean, the brunt of her reign was in the 1800s. The world was very different.
Yeah, but
then.
Both of their reigns were longer than the amount of time in between them not being queens, right?
Yeah, Victoria was such a different and the queen had way more authority under. Victoria actually she exercised more authority.
Sticky says women always last longer. Joke's on you, Sticky. Sometimes you don't even finish.
Another thing about Queen Victoria is that her husband Albert was her first cousin. Mm-hmm. So all the kids they had were all the product of incest. First cousin incest. So
constant change. She was a steadying presence and a source of comfort and pride for generations of Britons, including many who have never known their country without her. An enduring admiration for Queen Elizabeth united people across the Commonwealth. The 7 decades of her history-making reign bore witness to an age of unprecedented human advancement.
Another interesting thing, Queen Elizabeth's father wasn't even supposed to be king. Her uncle was supposed to be king, and he didn't want it, and then his brother, her father, got it, and that's how that happened.
Yeah, her father had a speech impediment. Was that the King's Speech, Father?
No,
oh,
that's
it was
way
different
before that.
Oh, okay.
And the forward march of human dignity. So President Biden there really stressing her impact worldwide. And of course, as we said, he met her just...
Sticky says she doesn't have a join
The
button.
divine chariot to heaven where she will
Sticky
take the
already
throne as
joined,
the
that's
new God
why.
of the Anglican Church.
Oh, you know
That's
what?
why
I
the
didn't scroll
dogs
down.
had
My
to be
bad. My
sacrificed.
bad.
a year ago.
I've been drinking this delirium red too.
And then again back in
the Queen needs her
1982.
corgis to pull the divine chariot to heaven where she will take the throne as the new God of the Anglican Church. That's why the dogs had to be sacrificed.
Anglican Church.
Anglican Church. That's why the dogs had to be sacrificed. I mean, if you're going to ride into the Anglican Church on a chariot driven by corgis, yeah, that's a good reason for the corgis to be murdered.
She was basically the Pope of the Anglican Church. It's a weird thing. It was created by Henry VIII because the Catholic Pope wouldn't let him get a divorce, so he just created his own church that he was in charge of. And that's what it was.
When he was a senator, and he writes about that, Lester. He writes, "We first met the Queen in 1982, traveling to the UK as part of a Senate delegation,
Yeah,
and we were
Biden,
honored
cool,
that she
you met
extended her
her.
hospitality to
You're
us
almost
in
as
June
old
of
as her.
2021 during our first overseas treaty. His methods commemorate
Look
both
how
the anniversary
little she is. This is like a testament to how you shrink when you get older.
of the founding of Jamestown and the
At least she got her
bicentennial of
fucking
our
football
independence.
pads on.
And she stood in solidarity with the United States.
No, that's just her
during our
hunchback that you
darkest
get when you
days
get older,
after
too.
9/11,
Oh.
when she poignantly reminded us that grief is the price we pay for love. And the president and
By the way, I've seen videos. You know the fluffy-hatted, like palace guards. These guys.
Yeah.
People think, like tourists think, because they look goofy, they can like fuck with them, but they're literally like cops, basically. And I've seen them like punch people.
Yeah, there's an amount of stuff that they put up with out of like honor for their post.
Yeah.
But once you cross that line, they'll fuck you up.
Yeah.
They're royal guards.
Yeah. They're like Secret Service, basically.
And the crazy thing about those hats, every one of those hats has a smaller dwarf guard underneath it, ready to deploy like a Pokemon.
us that grief is the price we pay for love. And the president ends his statement, Lester, by saying, "In the
Grief
years
is the
ahead, we
price
look
you pay
forward
for
to
love. So how
continuing
much
the close
grief
friendship
did the prince give Epstein?
with the king and the queen
Yeah, that got
consort.
buried really quickly.
Today, the thoughts and prayers of the people all across the United States are with the people of the United Kingdom and the Commonwealth in their grief. We send our deepest condolences to the royal family, who are not only mourning their queen, but their dear mother, grandmother, and great-grandmother.
I will say this about old women, though. I love their hats. She looks dope as hell in that hat.
Yeah, you know. When you got unlimited wealth funded by taxpayer dollars, you can be very fashionable.
Not even wealth, though. Like any old woman that is about any sort of pomp or circumstance has a hat collection. I love it. I love the old women with them hats.
How many people, if it was out there for free and no one would know about it, would you watch a three-way porn between these three people? Here, the three people.
There's no
behind
way
us.
no one would know about it. I'd tell everybody if I watched this.
Well, what about people who chose to remain anonymous?
Oh, they don't deserve it. They don't deserve the luxurious
Hold on,
treyway.
hold on. Let me. Let's take a poll.
One in the chat.
No.
One in the chat if you would watch this three-way. King Cobra had a Queen Elizabeth death stream. Oh, did he cry?
Tubes. I can't believe this old lady died, man.
Her legacy
He got
will
drunk
lose
as a skunk. Maybe he just wants to put up his clock tower.
He probably
using
talked
Big
about
Ben.
how he's British and shit, even though he's not.
What a British. We stand a British king,
Billy
Cobra.
is right about the King's Speech King. Before Elizabeth's reign,
Oh, was
her
it?
father,
All right.
King
Yeah,
I
I was-
stand corrected.
I was pretty
His
sure I
reign
was
went
right,
from
but I didn't want
December
to
11th,
I
get
stand
into it because I didn't
1936
have
to
any
February
time to
1952.
fact check.
I've never seen that movie, so I was speaking from ignorance.
large in the pages of British history and in the story of our world. Lester, we're hearing from other former presidents as well.
Yeah, Biden be breaking her, man. Biden be breaking that
Nah,
shit.
she'd be riding him like a fucking.
Biden would be wrecking that
I'd
shit.
love to be in
She'd ride him
Irish
like a
pub
bull.
hearing the
Jill would
news
be
of
a
the Queen's death.
spectator for most of it.
Yeah, do we have any Irish fans right now that could tell us if they were in an Irish pub during the news of the Queen's death, how that went?
How they cheered.
Former President Trump writing, Melania and I are deeply saddened to learn of the loss of Her Majesty the Queen, calling her historic and remarkable. Former President Obama also saying that Her Majesty captivated the world. So again, I think these statements underscore that very special relationship that these American presidents had not only with the Queen, but with the UK and the...
God, Obama and Michelle look like giants.
Yeah, that's
compared
right.
to them. It's like, what?
That's what happens when you haven't been bred through cousins for the last.
Yeah, I have to wonder if these two were like not like directly related, but maybe loosely. It's a weird thing because the European royalty eventually, because it was like a weird unspoken rule, you could only marry other royalty. Well, there's only so many countries in Europe. So if you only have royalty marrying other royalty from other countries in Europe, eventually there's going to be some inbreeding.
Especially when like cousins are running all the different countries as well, right?
During World War II, Queen Elizabeth had first cousins that were on the Nazi side because her family's background is all German. They used to be called Saxe-Gotha-Coburg. Saxe-Coburg-Gotha. That's what they were. And then they changed their last name to Windsor, so it didn't sound German anymore. That's also why hemophilia is so common among royalty. It was more in the 20th century than it is now, but there was so much inbreeding between European royals that hemophilia was like known as the royal disease because somehow it got into the bloodline and spread genetically.
Always get that hemophilia because I'm royal.
Impact of her loss on this day, not only here in Washington, but
in World War
all across
I,
the country.
Kaiser Wilhelm of Germany, King George of England, and Tsar Nicholas of Russia were all fucking first cousins.
Yep.
That's like telling you, even when you go marry into like other countries, you're still fucking your cousin.
Right. and Nicholas of Russia had a son that had hemophilia.
Yeah.
And he hired Rasputin to like, because Rasputin could stop the bleeding, allegedly. That's the legend. But yeah, there's all kinds of weird shit that was going on. There's a family called the Habsburgs, which was like an aristocratic family that had a whole bunch of kids that like married off like all their kids into royalty too. They were an Austrian family, and they have like members of their family who were like
Spain for a real top shelf royal breed chat.
Real top shelf.
Oh yeah, he had like the crazy like
the super jaw, the inbred jaw, the quagmire jaw.
Giggity. Yeah, there was a Habsburg that was the Emperor of Mexico at one point.
The Habsburgs, they got their name because they dealt in happiness. They were the happy people. That's why the Bilderbergs have built so much. It's goddamn Bilderbergs.
Marie Antoinette was a Habsburg. She was an Austrian woman that was forced to marry a fucking Frenchman. And then they got killed. Wrong time to be a monarch. There's a lot of, like, I looked up Charles the First, because I'm like, oh, who was the first King Charles? King Charles the First was beheaded. There was like a civil war going on, and he got killed. He got executed. So it's not always good to be a king. Like, back then, it was like, oh, you're the king, but when someone decides to overthrow you, you're dead. It was pretty chaotic.
Dot Executables is suggesting that King Cobra is a sexy Gotha bad boy.
Saxacoba Gotha bad boy?
Yeah, he's a Saxacoba Gotha bad boy. King Cobra JFS.
Let's see some Cobes right now. Just a quick reminder, big incentives right now to click that join button. Sign up for $2.99 a month. Going to be all kinds of amazing content if you sign up.
If you become a member, your member will get polished.
I'm going to polish all the members in the audience.
Polish them.
Polish them?
He's going to polish all the members.
I need a Vigilia this Christmas Eve. How can we make this happen? Where are the Polacks around here?
Where's
There's
the
none.
polies?
All right.
Hail to the king, baby.
Yo, we got the goods.
Thick soul member.
Now I ordered an extra large pizza with cheddar cheese, spinach.
Hold on. I'm sorry. I don't see justification for cheddar on a pizza.
I had a cheeseburger pizza that cheddar was important. Part
Okay. I will grant you that. Actually, though, if you're taking like full-on American cheeseburger, you should have American cheese on your pizza.
Yeah, but American cheese doesn't melt right in a pizza
How
oven.
about Velveeta pizza?
I don't think it would melt right in a pizza oven.
Okay.
I think it would have a weird
Okay,
bubbling.
I will say cheddar on a cheese, but here's the thing.
A Mexican style pizza, cheddar goes well on as well.
I will. Here's the thing. If I want a hamburger, I'll eat a hamburger. If I want Mexican food, I'll eat Mexican food. I don't need other. If I want pizza, I'll eat pizza. Like, I don't.
But what if you don't want pizza, but you're getting pizza?
What?
Exactly. That's when the cheeseburger pizza comes into
No,
play.
I just have no need for this mishmash, this weird fusion of
You know what the spice of life is, Ben?
variety. Yeah. There's so many actual traditional pizza varieties. Why do I need a taco
What was the one you had with Adam?
You know what, though? I would not order that myself. Like,
Did you like it?
well, here's the thing. When I'm offered food, yeah, I mean, like, it wasn't bad. I would not eat. I wouldn't go out of my way to eat it again.
You weren't happy to try it?
To try it, sure. Like, I think it's rude to refuse food. So I'll eat
So
it.
you were just being nice, and you would never try it again if it was
if it was
available to you?
given to me?
Yeah.
Well, then it's refusing food, so no.
What if it
But I
was
wouldn't-
offered? What if it's like, hey, I got this flavor or this flavor? Would you be like, I'll stick to the original flavor that was not a taste I enjoyed?
Well, I'm being offered food still.
Yeah, but you could have a choice of what you're being offered, right?
Yes, I would only eat the kind that I like. Yeah.
Jalapeno peppers.
I don't eat candy, Morton Dave.
Yeah, Ben eats fruit flavored beer, not candy.
Yeah.
Extra bacon, honey barbecue sauce, onion.
That's literally the only time I like sugary stuff too, is when alcohol is
and
involved.
just the regular cheese. This is Domino's order 428.
Oh, so
oh,
close.
shit. We got our napkins.
Is
we got
Warlord
our
going to eat too?
plates,
Yeah, he's going to eat
And
some.
we got 2 cups of garlic butter.
Everyone like the stream if you haven't already.
YouTube, we're about to get a look at the goods. Before we dump the garlic butter on there.
No!
Bang, bang, garlic butter gang.
Dude, why do you want to dump the garlic butter on it? And then he slurps the, like... What is on this? I see jalapenos. I see... It's hard to tell.
There's a lot of
else.
extra cheese. The cheddar is that browning effect on the cheese at
Yeah,
the
'cause
top
it
too.
burns,
That
because-
orange is browning.
Yeah.
I think there's bacon there. There's definitely some ground beef. Everything, like, there's so many toppings that are going to be under the second layer of cheese. We're not going to be able to tell everything that's going on there.
Hey, I wasn't saying Morton Dave should know that I don't eat candy. I'm just saying I don't eat candy. Like, I've never been a candy eater.
I'm just saying you're not a real fan if you don't know about Ben's taste for candy. That's all.
Yeah, I want to dump some
You don't have to be a
garlic
real
butter
fan.
on it, too.
You
So
can buy
thank
our
you
love,
to
too.
whoever ordered. I appreciate that. If you want to order some tactical soap through my affiliate link and my coupon code, it definitely helps the channel out. Okay, so this is an extra large Domino's pizza on hand-tossed crust, beef, cheddar cheese, spinach, jalapeno peppers,
Oh, trying to keep it healthy with the spinach.
extra bacon, honey barbecue sauce, regular cheese, and the cheddar cheese, and onions.
You know there's a fucking pesto shortage right now?
No.
There's a sriracha shortage.
Yeah, I heard about
There's
that.
if you go to the stores, Pepsi Zero.
You know what?
Zeros are short.
I tried to order a mod pizza with pesto base, and
Not
it
gonna
was
happen.
out.
Not gonna
Dude,
happen.
you know what I just reminded myself about that I forgot to show you that I wanted you to see? Jeff Holiday tried a fucking eating challenge because, he's doing this thing like road tripping across America as a tour guide right now.
A tour guide?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
cool.
Yeah, so he's like doing a road trip tour across America, as far as I understand. And he was in Oklahoma, and he tried to eat like a 72-ounce steak.
Did he get close?
Do you want me to show you that instead of this? Because I know we don't have.
No, we'll watch it. We'll watch it again on like a live show, maybe Saturday. We'll watch Jeff.
I forgot to
Scott's
play
into that too.
I forgot to play Smarty's promo too.
We'll watch it Saturday too. We watch it on the main show. We'll watch everything like that on the main show. We don't want to. Like we have 100 people watching right now, which is awesome. We love you guys being here, but you guys will come for the main show too, right? You guys will come watch that.
Yeah, Jeff attempted to eat this steak. It was a huge steak. It was like the steak eating challenge. There were people like taking pictures of him while he was doing it.
Oh, they always.
I
do
feel
with
like
those
you
eating
would have done
challenges.
it even today, even out of your eating competition prime.
I might have been able to.
I've seen you put away some Korean barbecue. You know, I on my IRL stream that I did last time. I think like last week I went to Hot Pot for the first time in a while.
Was it the same one we go to, or was it a different?
I went to the one in Chinatown. It's called Happy Lamb now instead of Little Sheep. Like both places rebranded to that.
They're still the same thing though.
It's literally the same thing.
That's good.
Yeah,
that's 4.5 pounds of meat. I could do it.
That's a lot of meat for a person of.
Beautiful. Big shout out to my fans. That's what's up. Oh, yes.
Better cover that thing in butter before you eat it. It's lobster, right? Oh, wait, no, it's pizza.
Yes. Liquid goodness, more like it.
I always get the pesto drizzle on my pizza at Mod, and the last few times I've been there, they've been out of pesto because of the supply chain.
There's
and it makes me cry.
There's the Jeff Holiday steak.
Is that how as far as he gets into it?
No, that's
Okay,
at the
good.
beginning. They told him to cut it so it was.
He's in
cooked.
Oklahoma here?
I think it's Oklahoma.
Or did he go to Amarillo, Texas on his way to Oklahoma?
Oh,
because Amarillo is the famous one. That's the 72-ounce steak challenge in Amarillo.
Hold on, it says it's the Big Texan Steak Ranch.
Yeah, that's in Amarillo, Texas.
So it must have been like on his way.
Yeah.
Because he told me he flew into like Chicago, and they met up with a group. I've always wanted to be a tour guide, so I kind of envy this kind of shit. But this shit, like, yeah, they told him to cut into it to see if it was cooked to his liking, basically.
Yeah, that steak right there, I could eat that. All the sides, I would probably be able to do, but because
I don't know what they are though.
I'm not in my like eating prime. I used to do competitive eating like as a hobby. I would just go show up to competitive eating competitions, walk away a winner. The first one I lost, I just quit doing it because I'd lost. I was like, I lost one. I was like, fuck it, I'm done. I don't want to be a competitive eater anymore. But I was like, the World League of Competitive Eating was trying to sign me to a contract to go eat in India in front of like starving people.
Been pooping curry and shit.
But maybe. I don't know what they would have had me eat. They wanted me to like go to like malls in India and eat in front of tons of starving people. Then to Amarillo.
Bacon cheddar jalapeno barbecue cheeseburger bacon pizza.
It's gross.
No, that is just beautiful.
It is not. No!
Better lick that fucker clean, Cobes.
Now, before I grab a plate of it, I'm going to grab one slice for my fans. The hand toss crust is a must. Get off of there. Oh, yes. Yes. There we go. YouTube, this first bite.
It doesn't look too bad. I think the cheddar just burned, which it makes it pointless to even put on there.
Well, when a pizza gets that tall with stuff and the cheese is on the outside, the cheese is going to have a little bit of burning.
Yeah.
That's just how it goes when there's not toppings covering the cheese.
That's how Miles Pizza Pub was. Only the toppings were under the cheese.
I like the cheese browned like that. I think it's good.
It's for the trolls who hate when I get pizza to eat.
Hey, why doesn't Warlord have no fucking pizza?
Awesome fans.
Cobes.
He's tweaking.
Oh, that honey barbecue.
Cobes, you didn't offer Warlord no pizza yet.
YouTube.
Warlord's just looking starving, dude.
YouTube, not trying to be a pig, but that honey barbecue sauce is working for this pizza, dude.
No, I'm sure it's working, but what about Warlord's empty plate?
Hot pizza.
Warlord didn't chip in, then why'd Cobes hand him a plate?
got a plate.
Yeah, like, there was this place that I loved in Ohio called Miles Pizza Pub, and you notice the crust, like the burn crust on there, like it was insane.
You ever eat pizza at the Rainbow Room in Los Angeles?
I have eaten there. Yeah,
They have good pizza down there.
Yep. They sat me at the Lemmy table the last time I was there.
Is that the bar next to the poker machine?
It has a big like portrait of Lemmy like up above it.
Yeah, his spot was like at the bar
He
next
was
to
there all
the video
the
poker.
time.
Yeah.
Oh, YouTube.
There's a slash
He does
table
everything,
too
dude.
that has
It's so
like
good.
velvet ropes around it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's hot. It's hot. Oh, dude, that first slice, fresh, hot off the oven. Domino's here in town. Order 428. This is a 10 in my book.
Order 428. Can Warlord get a slice?
Warlord's tweaking so he's not hungry. I like how he's just there.
He's holding the plate. He just wiped the tear away because he's not getting no food. He literally just wiped the tear away because Cope's eating in front of him. Warlord hasn't eaten for 7 days.
Warlord does look pretty thin.
He hungry.
Flipping idea. That's some good pizza.
But I guess
Anyways,
Cobra does have a
YouTube,
point here.
cheers to my
You're always
fam-
supposed to eat before you feed your dogs.
You know, I looked up Casper, and there are like legit looking pizza places in Casper. So Cobra could get like chooses like for what Domino's could give him in a like honestly those chains when you add toppings it becomes like too expensive for what you're getting with all the toppings.
Sure, but he probably orders it online where he can look at all the toppings and click the button.
He could have gotten a higher quality pizza
Probably, yeah.
for less money.
Yeah, probably.
And it would have been at just as much food.
But it wouldn't be Cobra's way.
That's insane.
And more importantly, thank you to whoever bought the tactical soap. I appreciate that.
Hey, we're soaping up.
Someone used my coupon code. Oh, excuse me. Those peppers are hot.
Do you remember the shoes called soaps?
No.
No?
What were they like?
They were shoes with grind plates in the soles. And you could like run and they were like almost like parkour shoes.
Huh. That sounds interesting.
I had a
whoever
couple
bought the,
friends who had
tactical soap,
pairs
I
of them and they
appreciate
like
that.
grind on like the curbs and
Yes.
handrails and shit.
I got literally $50 from Tactical Soap. Proud affiliate, man. That's what's up.
That's most definitely what's up.
YouTube. Oh.
You want to keep going? I'm thinking about heading out. I'm really hungry right now. I'm looking at this food.
Yeah, you can go and I'll go for a little bit
All
longer.
right. You guys have a good night. I'll see you guys Saturday. Have a good night, Ben.
Yeah.
This Cobra food has made me starving. I'll see you.
That's a weird thing. Well, he didn't make it. So
I know.
that's
I'm
part-
hungry now. I'm hungry. I'll see you
All
guys.
right. Later.
Have a good night.
Yeah. We're going to keep going here a little longer. Maybe we can get a little closer to the goal, too. You know, we're coming into Saturday here. So every little bit helps if you want to help us out. Here are the shoes I was talking about, so you guys know. Soaps. Shoes made for grinding. Aggressive inline skate. It was like aggressive street walking. Huh. I guess there was a Sonic reference. I had no idea.
Pizza. I'll offer some pizza to my friend here, and I'll catch you definitely later.
I'll tell you what, we'll do it on the main show, but I'll give you guys an exclusive here for watching the stream tonight. You know what, Egghead, if you want to send your promo, well, the people who are lucky enough to watch this stream will get to see the promos tonight, and then I'll play the rest of them. I'll play them again for the general audience on Saturday. So I'm going to play Smarty's promo here on the side channel now.
Do it. I want you to. Look in my eyes, Smarty. Can you tell that I have nothing to lose at this point? I want you to pull the trigger.
Really? Eggward, I can't believe you got me doing this in the car right now. For those who don't know, I consider myself someone who prides themselves on providing quality content, and for me, doing something like this in a car seems very low effort and a step down from what I normally do. So I'm already annoyed at that fact. Alright, fuck it. Egghead, how is it possible for you to shoot out 2 promos and absolutely miss the mark? How is it possible for you to laser focus on literally nothing I said and only focus on the thing that, frankly, would be considered bait? I'm sorry, it's just, I'm hung up on this fact. Is dumb cowboy bitch deep in your bloodstream? Do you come from a long, illustrious line in your family of dumb cowboy bitches? Unfucking believable. No, not at all. Egghead, you sly cowboy bitch. Okay, I see what you're doing, Egghead. Clever. You're playing dumb, and you're playing for the cameras for sympathy. You are intentionally missing the point so you can get Ben and Billy and the actual Mania audience to lead you down the primrose path of understanding. If that's the case, allow me to thank you personally. Yet again, you have proved my point. A champion doesn't need help. A champion pulls himself up by his bootstraps and does the work. A champion defends his honor and his championship fucking belt. And if I'm going by those measurements and requirements, I am doing miles better than you will ever do in your life as a champion, Colton. I am going to legitimize the King of Cringe Championship on Actual Mania. It is my destiny to. And you see, Billy made mention about how I was going to be the one to delegitimize the Cringerweight Championship at Actual Mania. But here's the thing. Egghead has delegitimized the championship long before I even entered the equation. When he lost to Andy Dick, that championship belt that Egghead owns became nothing more than a paperweight or a doorstopper. Actually, it's always been that. He just believes really hard that it means something. Egghead, try harder, boy. Listen, if that's the best you got, I'm gonna wipe the floor with you and then some. I didn't come for these 6-shooter bullshit responses. Give me the Egghead from January of last year. The Egghead that is out for blood. But if this is all you're ever gonna be, Egghead, then what's the fucking use, you know? Next Actual Mania, when we face off, I promise you right now, I'm not going to kill you, okay? I'm gonna make you suffer. I am gonna make you beg at the altar of the final boss of Actual Mania. Prove me wrong, bitch boy! Prove me wrong!
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. What do you think of that? Wow. That is something else. All right, so we got Egghead's response here. Let's see what this is all about.
You know, as I sit here and I begin to reflect everything that has happened the past 2 months, from Summer Scam to Bad Blood, all leading up to now. I got screwed at Summer Scam, losing my own title. And at Bad Blood, I allowed my emotions to cloud my judgment. And essentially, I screwed myself. And after that, I began to think that, oh, maybe it's time for me to fucking retire. Maybe it's time for the egg to go back into the carton, never to be seen again. After slapping myself silly and punching myself in the face, I have come down to the conclusion that I am not going anywhere. I am not going to allow some random red-headed hick to come into my show, to come into our show, and try to delegitimize Actual Mania. When you watch Actual Mania each month, whose face do you guarantee you'll probably see? This face! I am the heart, soul, face of Actual Mania, regardless if I'm champion or not. You want the old egghead from 2021? You want the old egghead from January of 2021? Well, my friend, I will fight to become that egghead. You're going to be getting the cringe king of old. And by the end of that night on September 30th, come Actual Mania King of Cringe, the king will return to his throne. And I will fight to save Actual Mania from you. I guarantee you that.
I love it. You know, these have become insanely fun. The actual manias have become crazy fun. And honestly, Egghead, I'm not fucking around. That's your best promo ever. You should do more promos in your car because you can actually get loud in them. Fuck. Next Actual Mania, we should probably have you in your car live. When we bring you on live, because a car is like a sound booth. It holds a lot of sound in, and because a lot of your shit has no passion, because you're trying to be quiet and it sounds like soft, and this wasn't because of that. Or if there's a time where like your roommates are at work and you're home and they're gone, like during the day, and you can film a video where you can be louder, you should do that. Something like that. But I like the passion here. There was something here that you don't normally have. You were talking about how great you are, how much he sucks. That's something you have to channel in promos like this. You know? God, I'm pretty tipsy right now, everybody. I'm quite tipsy at the moment. So, help out DP, help out the channels, help out all of us by subscribing if you're not already subscribed, and then also click the join link. Become a member. Right now, YouTube is like is offering incentives to get new members on certain channels, and this channel is one of them. So they're giving us a little help when we get members. So I set the membership level pretty low. So if you want to sign up, $2.99, I mean, it's like nothing. That would be most definitely what's up, Tubes. God, there was so much stuff I missed today. It was weird because there was only two of us, but we didn't get through all of it. I think Jared took up a lot of time. Yeah, you know, Egghead, you can't do you have to stop going to the, like, I'm the victim angle. That never looks good. So when you do that, why don't you kill me? Like, that's the opposite direction in which you should be taking it. You have to learn that you go on the attack. When you're attacked, you go on the attack. You don't roll over and like show your belly and be like, well, fine then, kill me. That's not how it works. Could you imagine if you were watching wrestling and like one guy's cutting a promo on the other guy and the other guy's like, well, fine then, just kill me while you're at it. You wouldn't watch that match, would you? Probably not. If someone was like, I'm going to kick your ass at WrestleMania, and the other guy's like, well, actually, you're probably right. You're probably right. You probably will kick my ass. Well, Jesse, I will say that you are in the minority of wrestling viewers. Yeah, okay, you guys would watch. Oh, I don't doubt for a minute that the 90 people here would probably watch that. I just question their judgment. In like traditional wrestling, that wouldn't work. Like, it's got to be like posturing versus posturing. It's okay to show cowardice from time to time. You know. Well, I don't think all 90 of them would feel one way or the other. Take a poll? Okay. Well, whatever. I don't even know how to word this poll, so it's kind of a dumb poll anyway. Sprees. I can't even remember the last time I've had sprees. Jesse, I don't understand why you're so aggressive right now. Oh my God, why is that still there? Jesse, you're a little overly aggressive. Is that a statement or a question? I don't understand. Well, it's written like a statement, but then it has a question mark at the end of it. I don't understand. Yeah, like in traditional wrestling, it's usually not like a victim complex that will get eyes on it. There's usually some other dynamic to it. Call in those pledges. Love is a battlefield. Everyone got into their sock accounts to make it 50-50. Yeah, I mean, like, the odds of it being 45 to 45 are ridiculous. So people are just, like, manipulating the vote. That's why I stopped using straw poll back in the day, because people would lock us into 50-50 votes. I use straw poll to see what ruins they might want to visit. Straw poll can, if you got like a large amount of people, if you've got a large amount of people, Jesse, like you're getting like oddly passive aggressive with what you're saying. It's kind of weird, so I don't really fucking get it. But yeah, with straw poll back in the day, people could like bot it, and I don't know, maybe it's better now. But even with the CAPTCHA, it used to be easy to manipulate the vote. I'm not saying normal for you. I'm just saying odd in general. So if your normal behavior is odd, then it is what it is, bro. But I did enjoy your steel drum videos. Do you know what I'm saying? It is what it is, bro.
Going into the double turn with Austin, Bret Hart played victim for weeks. It can be done well by...
Not by Egghead. Not the way Egghead was doing it. We all agreed that Egghead was not going about it the right way. Like, me and Billy both said it was like, Egghead, like, we're like pitching it to you, and you're not picking up on it. You should be doing this way with it. And now he finally turned it around. I think that's one of the best ones he's done. It won't let you become a member. I have no idea why. He left. He went home, and I said I would keep streaming. So that's what I'm doing. And we're at 500. So like we're going into Saturday with a good amount of the goal fulfilled, which is cool because sometimes we've come in and it's only been like 20, 30%. Refresh the stream? I think we're here. I don't think he's joining the stream when he gets home. I didn't ask him to. I'm just streaming a little more here. West Point. West Point? Like, oh, Westport. Okay. I was like, West Point. I think that's where the Marines go to for basic training. Oh, you're right. Yeah, West Point is like an academy, right? Yeah, I was wrong. It's more like Paris
This
Island.
is literally like the Moxley versus Punk storyline build-up. Mox said that Punk had a fragile ego, mind and body. Punk was down in the dumps during his promo and Ace Steel slapped him and he turned around. You guys are my Ace Steel.
Yeah, you're doing a pretty good job. Paris Island. Yeah, Paris Island is a boot camp. That's what I meant. Marines go there for basic training. Yeah, for Marines. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Paris Island is Marine boot camp. Boot camp. A boot camp. Star Fox music.
What's going on with your YouTube? It's your boy King Cobra back at it with another video, man. Thank you to Jared for donating $4.22 to my Cash App. Cheers. Who wanted to see how the wands were made. While you're looking at it, bud. So I'll show the fans how I do this.
Roll loose sleeves above elbows and remove or fasten any loose or dangling clothing to avoid being caught by any revolving part. All jewelry must be removed. Long hair should be safely secured with hairnets or other similar
I love
methods.
this because Jared Cobra was wearing like dangly hanging necklaces.
It takes a while, YouTube. You can't just crank them out, you know? You gotta be patient when you're carving these, otherwise they snap. Now, earlier I was getting frustrated with these because they were snapping on me.
Always check the condition of handles and the sharpness of turning tools before using them.
They're basically taking the point of it and then just...
Yeah, he reaches over it and lets his necklace dangle. And that thing's spinning at such a rate, it could have choked him. You shouldn't have any loose clothing or any, like, and honestly, I guess his glasses kind of protect, but he should have goggles on too. Because a wooden splinter could go directly into his eye.
You can see right there on the camera, I'm sweeping.
Yeah, a ring is really dangerous too.
Wear eye protection, preferably a face shield, when operating the lathe.
Making wands on a lathe, not exactly easy, I'll tell you that.
I know who bought him this lathe, and I'm like, hey, Are you happy that he's going to end up killing himself using this? I'm just asking. I know you're watching right now. I saw you in the chat earlier. I have a friend who bought King Cobra this lathe. So, I'm just saying, dude. Like, I don't know.
A beginner may hold the tools differently than a skilled turner.
a big thank you to the fans who sent the wood lathe, the chisels, and the shop vacuum.
Yeah, that guy.
It's made my magic wands really nice. Okay, that's the desired thickness I want for my handle.
Look at this right there. He's got like a dangling necklace.
If I have to start adding.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Now that I got to the thickness I want to take out.
He should not be touching it.
A different chisel to give it a different shape. So let's go with this one right here, which will create. See that, YouTube? Now we have a handle. Look at that. I can add some lines to it too to make it more defined. Go back in with our pointing tool.
Yeah, I just saw something pop up and hit him in the face. Yeah, right there. Something popped up and shot at his face. Dude needs to be careful. Like, I genuinely don't want him to get stabbed with wood splinters.
There we go. I like the way that handle looks. Now, I like to use 3 different kinds of sandpaper, YouTube. A really rough, coarse.
Every day, I can't imagine him getting any dumber, but he always seems to go above and beyond to impress me.
And not so rough. I can do like an elder.
When it snaps off at the end, that is just... He's so lucky he, like, shit didn't come flying at him.
Wand kind of look where it's got...
I wonder what the RPMs are on this.
Bumps like you see on Dumbledore's wand. It just takes more time to make. And there are plenty of wand makers who use lathes. Professional wand makers will...
And at the end, he saws off that little base at the end, but I think he should have kept that.
Use wand blades. Yeah. So yeah, now we're gonna...
Phineas Gage? I don't know who that is.
Turn that back on, grab ourselves a swig of soda pop. I'm just taking it, starting off from here with the point, hitting the blade, and I keep doing that until it gets to a thinner length. Slightly thinner than the handle, but not by much.
He was a guy that worked for the railroad that survived an iron bar passing through his head. Sure, that can happen. But you can also, like, take a fucking wood splinter shooting into your eye at 100 miles an hour and go blind from it, too. But I get it. I get what you're saying. By the way, he died at 36 years old. What did he die of? Oh, he died of a seizure. So I think he did die of complications due to the head injury. That's crazy.
I don't want this video to be too long, so I'll try to go as quickly as I can making this. I see a lot of YouTubers who
Yeah, it just won't be like a giant bar that goes through.
use lathes to make wands. And some of these YouTubers who lathe out wands, they're way better looking than mine. I'm still very new to using a wood lathe or a lathe.
Yeah, I get what you're saying now. Sorry, I misunderstood.
In general for making wands. But I gotta say, I like using the lathe to make my wands a lot better than the old-fashioned way. Just because it's easier on the local trees, you know?
It's easier on... Oh, Cobes is saving the planet.
And you know, to be fair, I've been meaning to do a video showing you all how I make a wand on the lathe. Jared donated $4.22, and Jared's like, hey man, show us a lathe video. Alright. Well, you know the ladies like a man who can work with his hands, huh?
This is where he almost kills himself. He cuts this way too thin. There it is.
Well, that can happen. Ah, shit. Well, at least it didn't snap completely on me. Oh, boy.
At least it didn't stab you through your face.
Luckily, this one's savable, YouTube. Just gonna require some trimming. Yeah, it snapped on me, but luckily it's not too bad. Just a little bit of trimming and sanding. Shit. Wasn't done sanding that either, but what do you do?
You no need to have anxiety because there's no report. Like, if he had been killed by his lathe, we would have talked about it already, and this was days ago, so you can rest assured Cobes was not injured during this video, but he is being very irresponsible with machinery.
Just like I said, the break in this wand wasn't that bad. It's doable. I can make a wand out of it. Compared to what I have been going through today, I really am not complaining. Okay, right there. Okay, this might be overkill for something this big, but
he's using a giant wood saw.
Watch the cell phone screen.
Watch the cell phone screen. He literally hits his cell phone.
Scooch that back a bit. Get this little end right here.
There's no need to saw that off. It actually looks kind of cool to have that base at the bottom of the handle. He fucking hit his cell phone with a saw. Better not saw that new phone, boy.
There we are. Yeah, Bob's your uncle. Look at that. We have a nearly completed wand. That fits comfortably in my large hand.
My large hand.
Blade's
He's not like a
too
giant.
skinny, not too thin. That wand's got a nice...
Not too skinny, not too thin. I think he meant not too thick, not too thin. But he was like, the blade's not too skinny, not too thin.
nice profile on it. I'm liking that. Beautiful, YouTube. That's basically took me an hour to make. That doesn't even include drying it. So bare minimum of an hour to make. But I'll catch you later.
That's beautiful, Tubes. So, everyone, I am so happy that we're at 63% of our goal, and I am drunk. Scott's coming down tomorrow from Canada, and we are going down to Tacoma for a wrestling show. That should be fun. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to grab one last beverage, and I'm going to have this last beverage with you, the people. We'll sit and chat and drink together. When it's gone, I'm going to go. My vape battery here is dead, so I'm going to plug that into. I'm going to leave everything unattended for a moment here. I will be right back. Don't go anywhere. I did not go to bed. I told you. I had to get my beer, and I had to pee really quick, too. God damn it. We're all stars now. All right, so I'll put myself up full screen here. Shit. Let me put all of you guys on screen really quick. There we go. There you guys are. Hello. So this is another one of my favorite beers. It's from Germany. It's called Weihenstephaner. And it is one of the world's oldest breweries. It started in the year 1040. So we'll be coming up on the 1,000-year anniversary of this beer in the next few decades here, which is crazy. Whew, God, that's a beautiful beer. It's one of the tastiest beers ever. Whew, 10-4, good buddy. Sorry, I had a brain, like a boom, you know, the like reboot sequence. Oh my God. It has like a banana flavor to it. Yeah, this is like... It's a pure wheat beer brewed according to the purity law. There was a beer purity law that was passed in Germany in 1516. It even says here, where is it? Damn it, you can't see it because of the green screen. There's text right here. It says, brewed under the purity law of 1516 is what it says. It's not that kind of, it's the beer purity law, not the bad kind. This made beer better, basically. Yeah. Let me see if I can find an article about it. Huh. Interesting. Let's see here. Here it is. Reinheitsgebot. Let's hear what how it's pronounced. We'll let's see. What? I didn't hear that. Oh, I'm using the Brave browser and I have that muted. God damn it. Oh, it was passed during the Holy Roman Empire. So most of Germany was part of the Holy Roman Empire, which was a Christian theocracy in Germany, where they tried to like revive the Catholic Holy Roman Empire. Here it is. Right here. It had like, it was a law that encompassed a lot of changes in Germany, but it also had to do with what's the sure, Ben? What don't you agree with? So yeah, it changed the amount of like certain ingredients that you could put in beer. That was part of the purity law. Hops ingredient, yeah. So no yeast. It was water, barley, hops. Oh, I see. You're making a Nazi joke. Sorry. So, by the way, if you're a YouTube viewer and you've never really been keen to Streamlabs and you'd prefer to put your money through YouTube, become a member. Click the join link. It's $2.99 a month. We're going to put out more content through this channel. Pre-shows, post-shows. You know, behind-the-scenes photos and videos. IRL streams, that kind of shit. Hops do smell like weed. Actually, I remember I remember one night where I was up all night drinking IPAs, which are very hoppy. Very, very, very strong in hops. And then the next morning I took a shit and my shit smelled like weed. And I'm like, why does my shit smell like weed? And it was because I was drinking IPA all night. Yeah, vaporizing alcohol is not a good idea. Like, yeah, I wouldn't do that. That, like, you can keister alcohol too, and that's really bad for you. Like, you can die. Like, you could keister like one bottle of like strong beer and die of an alcohol overdose from it, because it, like, beer and like alcoholic drinks are meant to pass through your liver. Your liver cleans out a lot of the shit that's really bad for you, which is why it's bad for the liver. And when you keister it or ingest it through other means, you're cutting your liver out of the equation, and then all of the toxins are hitting your brain directly through your bloodstream, which can be fatal. People have died from alcohol enemas in the past. So what, you want to buy some IPA so your poop will smell like weed? Let me go back here. There we go. You want weed smelling poop? You know, low energy, I'll drink a Guinness, but like, what's the like local beer scene in Ireland like? Does it exist? Or is it all just like the nationwide commercial beer? Like, are there little towns that have their local brew house that brew things that like people like locally? It's 3 parts. All right. What are the 3 parts? Hey, Teddy. I can tell Low Energy's typing right now about Irish beer. Yeah. Give it to me now. Give it to me now. Give it to me now. I'm shaking. Oh no, it's not like drinking shakes. It's my it's kind of like TJ and Billy, like their weird like twitch. It's me bouncing my left leg. So it's not drinking shakes. Normally you get the drinking shakes when you stop drinking, not when you are drinking. Low energy video. Guinness is for older folk. Yeah, it's like Budweiser. Yeah, by the way, yeah, I'll stop right now. Like, I was bouncing my knee. You know how you sit? Sometimes you feel fidgety, and when you sit, you'll, like, bounce your knee. That's what I was doing. Carlsberg is German, right? And then Heineken? So Dutch beer? So, like, the fucking Irish are drinking German and Dutch beer? What the fuck is wrong with you? You won't even drink a Schmittix instead? What the fuck? Guinness is the like Budweiser is watery trash. God, what's that Irish cider? I've been drinking right now, so that has been erased from my memory. But there's an Irish cider. God, what's it called? Write it, Low Energy. You know what it is. Bulmers? No, I don't think that's it. Magners. Yeah, Magners. Yep. That's what I was talking about. Magners. Yeah, that's so Americanized. Like, we have that shit everywhere here. I didn't know about Bulmers. That's probably like one that's not quite so widespread internationally. I loved it when Ireland made gay marriage legal, because that probably pissed off so many Catholics, and anything that makes Catholics mad, I'm in favor of. I remember, like, when you go to a Catholic school, the priest is the head of the school. And then the principal is secondary, like subservient to the priest. So it doesn't even matter if the principal is more educated, like, or more qualified to educate young people. The priest has the final say on everything. And the priest of my school, you know, you call a priest father, and then you say their last name. Like, if it was Father Smith, you'd say, oh, you're Father Smith. I went to school with this girl who refused to call him father. She called him Mr. I'm not going to say his real name because he's still out there. I'll just call him Mr. Smith or Father Smith. So she refused to call him Father Smith, and she called him Mr. Smith, and a couple times to his face, and that was like ridiculously offensive to him, I guess. And shit hit the like there was all kinds of weird shit in the mid to late 90s going on at my high school. It was an entertaining high school to go to. It was like overpopulated too. there wasn't enough lockers for the underclassmen, so like every like 9th to 11th grader had to share a locker with everybody else, and then only the seniors got their own locker. It was interesting. My school had 2,300 people. We had so many exchange students from like countries that were Catholic. We had like Brazilian exchange students and shit. Like every year there was like a crop of Brazilian exchange students, and we had German exchange students. It was really weird. I mean, to say in America was that small, it's so general, you know? Like the city I grew up in was like a medium-sized city. So that was considered a large school, a large private school. Like people were paying to go to this school. You know, the public schools could be larger. We had all the private Catholic, like there were two in the metro area that I grew up in. There were two schools that were all girls. There were two schools that were all boys, and there were two schools that were co-ed for Catholic schools. And I went to one of the co-ed Catholic schools. Like, why would you want to grow up, like come of age, like grow into manhood, having no contact with the opposite gender? Like, why would you want that? Those are the years of your life where you should learn to like be around and relate to people of the opposite sex. I never understood the whole like boys only go to school with other boys. I wonder how many incels were created by that philosophy. Tom Cruise, his ex-wife Katie Holmes went to a all-girls Catholic school in my hometown called Notre Dame Academy. Notre Dame Academy. You can look it up. It's not even about learning to sin. It's about just like having normal interactions with people different than you. My face is greasy. My nose gets greasy because I wear a thing on my nose at night to help me breathe through my nose so I don't snore. And it like pulls my nose apart. But it uses this adhesive that like leaves a residue. And I even like will wipe it with alcohol and it never fully goes away. Yeah, Katie Holmes was a full-on like Catholic schoolgirl. She was like a year older than me. I'm not going to tell you the names of my schools. Well, I'll tell you about my elementary school because it doesn't exist anymore. It was called St. Charles Borromeo. You guys are weird. Like, I put any girl in front of you and you simp after them. Gucci's is not, like, Gucci's is both, like, kind of not bad but gross at the same time because she, like, doesn't shower and her coochie's always out. Like, she's not ugly. She's just kind of unsanitary. Art Van Gogh, she's fucking crazy. You don't know what I've done with Goo. Me and Goo are buddies, and I think she's great. I don't simp after Goo. I've met her, and I think she's great. Yeah, there's the thing. Like, Art Van Gogh, can you get past how fucking horrible she is? I will say, looks-wise, Art Van Gogh is probably more attractive than Gucci's. Depends on your preference. Like, if you're into blondes, you might like Gucci's better. I don't know. But Art Van Gogh, yeah, she's fucking insane and annoying. She's insane and annoying. Gucci's has her moments, but I think I might like her better. Should I leave? I don't know what you mean by should you leave. What's that question? Who's the one with the legs that talked about being Jesus' mother? I don't know who you're talking about. Should I stay or should I go now? Should I live? Is that what she says? I didn't even know. Should I? Is it always like slurred when she says it? Should I live? All right. The beer is getting low, but it's still it's this full. So low energy, you coming out to the West Coast finally, right? I'm thinking about going to the Portland Retro Gaming Expo, where they're having this huge expo in Portland, Oregon, for retro games. And a lot of, like, I watch a lot of retro gaming content. There's going to be a lot of creators I watch there. And there's just, Portland has all these huge retro arcades, too. So... Whew, that beer's getting low, guys. Oh, yeah, you know. Like, on day one of the Retro Expo in Portland, they have a retro arcade, like this huge retro arcade that you can go in and play. And then day 2 and 3, they have panels and all the, like, normal con shit. I hadn't, like... The thing with me was, like, my parents would buy me a console. Like, they bought me a Nintendo, but when Super Nintendo came out, they're like, if you want to get Super Nintendo, we'll buy it for you, but you have to help us buy it. You have to sell your old Nintendo and all the games for it. And then with the money we make from that, we'll help to buy the new Nintendo. So that's what I always did. So I never held on to my old shit. I always, like, sold my old shit to buy the new shit. My parents didn't grow up with video games. So, like, to them, video games were like a dumb, like, fad. Like, they didn't think it was something that was going to become so culturally relevant. Yeah, so... Whew. God, I remember Mike Tyson's Punch-Out back in the day. I remember Legend of Zelda and Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. Those were, like, my first 2 Nintendo games. I had a cousin that had a Nintendo. That was my first, like, exposure. And he was, like, 8 years older than me. So he was, like, old enough to, like, really get into playing it when it came out. I think it came out in 83, maybe 85, maybe. I don't know. Maybe it was 85. Someone look up when the NES came out in the U.S. I just remember, like, it was kind of, okay, 85. 83 Japan, 85 U.S. Okay. I live literally, like, 10 minutes from Nintendo. Like, Nintendo of America headquarters. I drive by and I'm like, I kind of, like, laugh to myself. I'm like, holy shit, that's Nintendo right there that I just drove by. Bethesda, or not Bethesda, what is it? Bungie is here in my area too. There's a bunch of gaming studios around here. It's pretty cool. The PAX actually started in Bellevue, but the convention center here couldn't hold it, so they started having it in the Seattle Convention Center instead. But if you look at the history of PAX, it was a thing that started in Bellevue. That's the end, my friends. I am sufficiently toasted. And I will be ending the stream now. And I appreciate you all for coming out. And if you're watching this as a VOD, please become a member. Help out the channel. We will see you all on Saturday. You know what? Keep an eye on this channel, because maybe tomorrow when I get to Tacoma with Scott, might do some live streaming there too. So subscribe to this channel. Good night, everybody.